Now we return you to our regular scheduled program in progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, welcome back to the channel. How are we? How are we, lads and lasses? I can tell you how I'm doing. Okay, all things considered, I'm doing pretty good. Shit could be worse, but could be better, so no complaints. Today's topic of discussion is replacing Mohamed Salah. I'm sure you've seen from the thumbnail, seen from the title of the video, it's pretty self-explanatory. Today we're going to be talking about how Liverpool can replace arguably the club's greatest player of all time. I'm saying certainly the greatest player since Steven Gerrard. Definitely sits at the table with Kenny Dalglish, Stevie, whoever else you want to add in there. You want to add Virgil, you want to add Ian Rush. I didn't really watch Ian Rush like that, or Sir Kenny, so I can't really have a educated opinion on them. But from what I've heard, they weren't that bad. I'm saying they weren't that bad. But yeah, today we're gonna be mainly focusing on three players. You've seen them in the thumbnail, and yeah, those three players are
Yan Diomande!
Olise!
Yankuba Minte at the double!
So let's start off with Michael Olise. He's been the topic of discussion for quite some time now. He's been the talk of the town. Everybody and their grandmother wants Michael Olise to play for their team. Niggas that don't even need Michael Olise want Michael Olise at their team, you know what I'm saying? So, it just shows the levels that he's at this season. The jump that he's at from Crystal Palace to Bayern Munich, it's been pretty crazy, because a lot of people thought maybe he had been close to his ceiling at Crystal Palace, but he's completely fucking shattered that since leaving Palace. In his last season at Palace, he had 10 goals and 6 assists. In his last two seasons, the past 2 seasons, including this one, so this season and last season he had 17 goals and 18 assists in all competitions. This season he has 19 goals and 25 assists in all competitions. And the season isn't even over, bro. The season isn't over. In the league, Michael Olise has 11 goals and 17 assists this season. He is 4 assists away from matching the assist record, the all-time assist record for a season in the Bundesliga. 4 assists away from matching the record with 7 games left to go. That's crazy. That is ridiculous, man. That is crazy. Insane. The numbers that he's been pulling this season, outrageous, man. He's been, I would probably say, a top 2 right winger in the world, arguably the best right winger in the world. You could make an argument for Lamine, but I think Michael Olise has been the best this season. In my opinion, I think he's been the best. He's been outrageous. And I know some people might say, Bundesliga tax. Bruv, he's doing it in the Champions League. He did it in the Premier League. What more do you want from him? What more do you want from him? In a team with Harry Kane. And at some points, he's outperforming a team that has Harry Kane. Harry Kane, who has been arguably the best striker on the planet for the past 2 years, he's outperforming him. That's ridiculous, man. Michael Olise, I would do crazy things to have Michael Olise play for my football club. Honestly, I would. I have no shame in my game.
Stop. What do you mean by that?
I would do nasty stuff to have Michael Olise play for Liverpool, but it's most likely not going to happen. Right now we're in contention to get Champions League football, so unless we get Champions League football, I don't think there's any chance of us getting him. You know what I'm saying? The chances of us getting him with Champions League football are already slim to none. But without any Champions League football, that completely diminishes it. So we need to make sure, even besides Michael Olise, we need to make sure that we get Champions League football. Because you don't get Champions League football, you go from Michael Olise to fucking Yankuba Minte. Nobody wants Minte, you know what I'm saying? As great as he is, nobody wants Minte at Liverpool. But now let's delve more into the Olise thing. I don't think we get Olise if Slot stays, which is one thing that we also need to talk about. Slot staying at Liverpool will be so much more detrimental than people realize, because mainly the reason that people joined Liverpool in the past 3 to 4 seasons have been like, oh yeah, I get to play under Klopp, I get to play with Salah, yeah man, this shit is gonna be a movie. Now Klopp is going there like, okay, I get to play with Salah. That was literally Wirtz said he gets to play with Salah. Ekitike said the main reason he wanted to come was, yeah, Liverpool is a big club, but he gets to play with Salah. Isak, he gets to play with Salah. You know what I'm saying? These are the three guys that are going to be the figureheads of our club for the next however many years. And all of them said they wanted to play with Salah. Slot doesn't have that drag, bro. He does not have that draw to bring players into a club. He doesn't. Niggas look at him and they're like, nah, man, that guy looks like he touches kids, bro. I'm not on that, man. I'm good. I don't want that. I'm gonna stay at my club, or I'm gonna wait for another club to come in for me. Okay? A lot of players are gonna be like, what's the situation with the manager? Is he staying or is he leaving? Because if he's staying, I don't want to be part of that. You know what I'm saying? Because this season he showed the type of treatment that he has to players. The way that he's treated Mohamed Salah, the way that he's treated Curtis Jones, the way that he's treated Federico Chiesa. And Chiesa, I know he's not the greatest player of all time, but this treatment of those players has been abhorrent, bro. It's crazy. Slot is fucked in the head, man. But if we do change managers, Michael Olise, I think he'd be a good addition. You know, he can play well in a 4-2-3-1. You know, you can have Isak up top, Wirtz behind him, Ekitike on the left, and Olise on the right. Now, you might argue, maybe it's a bit too ball to feet, but no one cares, bro. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit, nigga. I don't care. Who cares about ball to feet when I'm seeing sexy football, bro? I don't give a shit. Actually, no, I'm telling a lie. I do. Now, I did hate a bit on Yankuba Minte, but we'll go into that a bit later. But yeah, Michael Olise, he would cost the arm and a leg. I would give away my arm and leg to have Michael Olise play for Liverpool. No joke. No word of a lie. I would genuinely give away an arm and a leg to have Michael Olise play for Liverpool. I would do it. If you said, yo, we're taking your arm and your leg right now, but you guaranteed to have Michael Olise play for Liverpool next season, I'm doing it, man. I don't care. I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm shameless. I'm absolutely shameless. I don't care. But yeah, he would cost an insane amount of money. Bayern don't have to sell. He still has 3 years left on his contract, so it's gonna be hard getting him out of Bavaria. But I think it's possible. I think it can be done. I absolutely think it can be done. But this is solely on the assumption that Arne Slot is no longer at Liverpool and Liverpool qualify for the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be through top 5 or winning the whole competition, then yeah, whatever means necessary, any means necessary, make sure that you qualify for Champions League. But now, moving on, Yankuba Minte, you know, I'm not gonna say I like him. That would be a lie. That would just be a bold-faced lie. I don't like lying. That's not good. He's okay. You know what I'm saying he's okay. He's good. Like, he can play on either wing, which is good, I guess. We haven't really had a player that can play on either wing since like Minamino. Chiesa, I guess technically, but he barely ever plays. So I don't know. Maybe Minamino. I can't really think of anyone else right now besides maybe Diaz, but Diaz barely ever played on the wing. But yeah, he can play up top. He can play on either wing. He's fast as shit. He's super quick. You know what I'm saying he's rapid, bro. He'd probably be our second or third fastest player in the team. You know, besides maybe Frimpong and he'd be our second fastest player. First or second, because like from what I saw against Frimpong, he was kind of cooking that nigga, man. He was cooking him. But yeah, he can play a myriad of positions. He can play a lot of positions. He's fast as fuck. So if we are looking for just raw pace on the wing, then Yankuba Minte is your man. You know what I'm saying? And if Arne Slot stays at Liverpool, I think we do get Minte, because he did play for Arne Slot at where did he manage again? Feyenoord. I'm pretty sure he played for him at Feyenoord. Yeah, he played for him at Feyenoord. Played for Arne Slot at Feyenoord, so they're used to each other. So yeah, man, it's a match made in hell, if you ask me. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Yankuba Minte. I think he can be extremely inconsistent. I think for someone, how old is he now? He's 21, so still room to grow. You know, there's absolutely still room for growth. But for what we need right now, because right now the Salah replacement doesn't need to be the greatest, you know what I'm saying? But you need to be good enough. Salah in his absolute worst fucking season, he is pulling better numbers than a large majority of wingers that are having their best season. You know what I'm saying? He's pulling numbers that are similar to Brandon Mbeumo, who people are saying, yeah, he's one of the best wingers in the league. And Mo Salah, he's been dog shit this season, and he's pulling similar numbers to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. The consistency of Salah is ridiculous. In his worst season, he's potentially about to get another 30 GA season. That's ridiculous, man. That is crazy. We will never see another player like Salah, ever. We have never seen it before. I doubt we'll ever see it again. It was 47 GA in a Premier League season. It has literally never been done before. I mean, technically, Alan Shearer did it, but that was in a 42 game season. So in a 38 game season, nobody in the history of the Premier League has ever gotten 47 goals and assists in a Premier League season. No one. And I doubt anyone ever will, especially as a winger. That's crazy. That is crazy. Nobody right now that I can see, no one that I can see right now has the facility to do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be either a creator or they want to be a cog in a machine. Nobody wants to be the centerpiece anymore. You know what I'm saying? Football is moving away from wingers being like the absolute goal machines. You know what I'm saying? That Salah was a dying breed. He's the last of a dying breed. You know, that whole generation with Salah, Son, Mane, Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, where wingers were like getting ridiculous numbers. That era is done now. You know what I'm saying? Now we're just going to be seeing big chances created and a bit of assists. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to see that anymore. And I doubt we see that with young Mente, which is one of the reasons why I'm not that sold on him. Is he good? Yeah, he's okay. He's not that bad, but he's not the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Whoever replaces Salah now will be replacing Salah that was from this season, not Salah from 24-25 season, Salah from the 21-22 season, Salah from the 17-18 season. You don't need to replace that. Right now, what we're looking for is someone that can replace Salah right now. You know what I'm saying? Salah, he hasn't been the greatest this season. He hasn't hit the heights that we used to, and that's life. You know what I'm saying? He's 34 years old. We can't expect that of a 34-year-old winger. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. You know, this was expected. It wasn't, how can I say this? We didn't expect it to be this severe, the drop-off to be this severe, mainly because people haven't stepped up. Florian Wirtz hasn't stepped up. Ekitike, yeah, a little bit. Alexander Isak, he's been injured. But the rest of the team has been fucking dog shit. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be expecting Salah at his old age to be stepping up consistently. Yeah, we have those expectations from the past, but those shouldn't be the expectations right now. You know what I'm saying? You have a flawed view of what Salah is because of what he's done in the past. He's a 34-year-old guy, bro. He shouldn't be doing this. The numbers that he's been pulling shouldn't be happening right now. So, yeah, we're going to have to live with the fact that we're never going to see another player like Mohamed Salah again. That's life. You know what I'm saying? That's life. That's life. It is what it is. We cannot complain that our next winger doesn't get 30 to 40 GA a season. That is not going to happen. A lot of I can tell you what's going to happen, right? If Slot stays, we're going to get Mente and the main outlets for goals, which isn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty solid ensemble to have. You're going to have Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike as your main sources of goals, which is not bad. Those two alone can get you a solid 60 goals a season, you know? So it's not that bad. You don't need a winger that's going to get ridiculous numbers every single season. You just need someone that is good enough to facilitate for those two strikers. Will we be able to get that out of Yankuba Mente? I don't know. We will see. I can't really make any predictions. My predictions have been fucking dog shit this season, so I'm not going to be making predictions. But I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, Mente, good, not great. Yeah, he's okay, I guess. I can't even look at his GA because it's not even like he's not pulling up any trees, man. It's nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's meh. You know, he's fast as shit though, I will give him that. If you're just focusing on getting goals from your striker, if you don't care that your winger gets like 10 to 15 GA a season and they just create chances for your striker, then yeah, he's the perfect winger for that. But I don't know, he'd also be relatively cheap, but again, it's Brighton, so they'd probably like inflate his price by a lot. So yeah. Moving on to the final player in this list, Jan Diomande. Yeah, man, he has been the flavor of the month, Yan Diomande. Crazy. His fucking, like, the growth that he's had in the past 2 years has been ridiculous, man. Because this guy literally wasn't playing professional football 2 years ago. He was playing for an academy in America. That was like in the 4th tier of American football or whatever. Some stupid shit like that. But yeah, man, Yan Diomande, he's been doing his thing this season. He's been doing his thing, mainly on the right wing with Antonio Nusa playing on the left. Another player that I would take a Liverpool, Antonio Nusa. You know, because Cody Gakpo is a fucking terrorist, and I hope something bad happens to him. You know, I don't know how the hell that nigga got a fucking partnership with Bentley, by the way. What? That's crazy. Anyway, Yan Diomande, I think he's a good player. He's definitely better than Yankuba Minte. He offers more than Yankuba Minte. He's good on either wing, good with either foot. He's tall, he's quick, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, good player. Although Leipzig are asking for like 100 million, which nobody's paying that, man. Come on, be real. Be real, Leipzig. What are we doing here, man? No one's paying that. Nobody's paying that for somebody that has been playing professional football for only 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing that. This season, he's been really good for an 18-year-old. You know what I'm saying? He just turned 18. Oh, he just turned 19 in November. He's got 11 goals and 7 assists this season for Leipzig, which, you know, was actually pretty good for Leipzig. Again, for Leipzig, that is pretty good. 18 GA in 29 games. It's pretty solid. Even from what I've watched. From the very small sample size of what I've watched of him. Because I haven't been watching every single game of Yan Diomande. He has been ridiculous this season. Oh man, it's crazy. It is ridiculous, the shit that he's been doing this season. But do I think he's ready for the step up? I don't know. Does that hinder Rio Ngomoa's pathway? I don't know. Is he the best we can get? No. Absolutely not. For the price that Leipzig want, again, no. Fuck no. We can absolutely get better than whatever. Oh, not than whatever. We can absolutely get better than Yan Diomande. For 100 million. For 100 million, you can add an extra 30 to that and just get Michael Elise. You know what I'm saying? But I think Diomande, we can get him regardless of whether we get Champions League or not. Same thing as Yankuba Minte. He wouldn't really be like, oh no, I want to play in the Champions League. You know, I don't think Diomande is the type of player to be like, yeah, I want to play in the Champions League, well, I'm not going to sign for your team. You know, from what I've seen, he likes the club. His dad wants him to play for Liverpool. So who knows, man? Maybe shit can happen. But again, he's still young. He's still very young. He's extremely raw as well. You know, there's facets to his game that can be improved upon, but you would need an actually good manager. You know what I'm saying? Yan Diomande is somebody that you get to like deputize. You know, if Salah was still going to be here next season, you would buy Yan Diomande to deputize for Salah. You know what I'm saying? Salah's old now. He would have been 35 next season. So you get someone like Diomande to play here and there in the Premier League and cup games and in the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? So you can rest Salah for big games, or you use him in a different role. But you just have Yan Diomande as an understudy, learning from Salah for like a season, and then next season he would take over, and then Salah would be leaving on a free. But that's not happening. You know, I don't think Yan Diomande is the guy that we need to take over for Salah right now. Yan Diomande isn't the quality of player that you need to take over somebody that has been in the pantheon of attackers. You know what I'm saying? He has been the absolute standard bearer for attackers in the past 8 seasons, Mo Salah. I don't think Yan Diomande is that. Do I think he can do it in the future? Hell yeah, I think he can do it in the future. But I don't think he can do it right now. What I need right now isn't potential. I need a surefire hit. I need to know that this shit is going to be a success. I don't need somebody to sell me a Ponzi scheme. I don't need somebody to sell me a Herbalife and be like, yeah, man, in 5-6 months, you're going to be like fucking shredded, dude. Nah, nigga, I need to be shredded now. I need to know what the results are going to be right now. Yan Diomande doesn't give that to me. Yankuba Minte does not offer that for me. Michael Elise does, but we're not going to get Michael Elise. And there aren't any other wingers that I would trust to do that right now. So we are left in a situation where we kind of just have to bite the bullet and just accept that any winger that we get in the future, if they're not named Michael Elise or Lamine Yamal, they're most likely not going to be that good. Or they're not going to be at the level that we would expect for a Liverpool winger. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to lower our standards. We are going to have to lower our standards because Mo Salah has introduced us to a vibe. He gave us a vibe that we will never be able to maintain. You know what I'm saying? That's like going from fucking living in Beverly Hills, you know what I'm saying? Fucking NBA stars and shit, living with NBA stars, sleeping with NBA stars, to fucking living in a condo in, I don't know, bro, in some fucking desert, you know what I'm saying? We're just gonna have to make do with what is available. And right now, what's available is kind of mid. It's kind of mid, but it's the life that, you know, we're gonna have to live with. It is what it is. You know, if there are any wingers that you think would be able to fit into the team, then comment down below, man. Comment down below. You know, I'm open for suggestions. Maybe we can do a part 2 with different wingers. But these are the 3 wingers that I've chosen to focus on today. All 3 I think can have, or no, Diomande and Mente I think can have an impact on the team. You know, because again, like I said, you don't need somebody that is an absolute superstar. You know, and especially with the players that we have, depending on who the manager is going to be, we need runners. You know, because right now we don't have runners like that. Ekitike is not really a runner. I wouldn't trust Ekitike to run like 15 kilometers a game. I wouldn't give that responsibility to Wirtz. Wirtz isn't the type of player that you're like, yeah, run. No, Wirtz is a technician, and you're like, yo, you need to be like fucking in the tight spaces and intricate and pulling the strings, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he's supposed to be what Thiago could have been if Jurgen Klopp didn't use him like he was fucking Jordan Henderson. You know, that's what Florian Wirtz is supposed to be. And Alexander Isak, again, he's a striker, so I'm not going to be expecting him to be running 15 kilometers a game. If we get Michael Elise, I don't expect him to run 15 kilometers a game. So you can't have 4 players that just don't run. You know, you can sacrifice maybe 2 or 3, but 4 is crazy. Having an entire attack that does not run, that barely presses, that's crazy. So I think Yan Diomande is probably the most realistic option for us to get, you know, regardless of who the manager is. Yankuba Minte, though, is who we get if Arne Slot is still at the club. If Arne Slot is still at the club, I can guarantee you like 90% Yankuba Minte is going to sign for Liverpool. With Michael Elise is like, it's a very small chance. It's a non-zero chance, which means it can happen, but it's extremely unlikely. I'd probably put it at like 5% that we're going to get Michael Elise. But yeah, man, we will see. We will see. Still a while to go before the season ends. So, you know, maybe we can make something of a success of this absolutely dog shit season. Maybe we can do something, you know, qualify for Champions League, maybe win the FA Cup, do something in the Champions League. Who knows? Salah's last season, man, the farewell tour. I wonder how that's going to go. Is it going to be the Salah show? We'll see. But yeah, man, that's it for the video. Like and subscribe if you made it to this point. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below who you think would be good for the team. And I hope you niggas have a good one. I'm out. Deuces.